entry tax for moving into a state within the United States? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is another declaration of truth from your host, Terry A. Hurlbut. A South Carolina state senator, a Republican state senator, has now proposed what could be the first entry tax for moving in residents. He expresses a reasonable sounding motive, asking new residents to pay for the state's infrastructure. But he blithely assumes that his tax will not deter people from moving into his state. And when he does that, he betrays a shocking ignorance of economics, especially considering his being a Republican. Now, before I share the details of the tax, I do want to shout out to the prime sponsor of this channel, which is Conservative News and Views. Link in the description. Be sure to check out the awesome CNAV Store. Scroll down near the bottom for that link. Lots of great merchandise there, especially this t-shirt that I have chosen for today, which reads, "Freedom isn't free." One more thing. If you like this video, like what you're about to hear, you can like this video. You can also click the bell icon to get a notice every time I come out with a new one. In fact, do you see the new icon, the heart shape with the US dollar sign in it? That's the super thanks icon. If you really want to keep these videos coming, click that and leave me a tip. Any currency will do, as long as it's legal tender. Now, the reportage on this entry tax proposal came yesterday morning from the Gateway Pundit, which got the story from Fox Business. State Senator Stephen Goldfinch, a Republican, proposed a one-time $250 fees for new driver's licenses and vehicle registrations. This fee would apply only to someone moving into South Carolina and not to anyone born in the state. It would amount to a $500 head tax, but it would not take the form of a head tax. The bill S-208, and I've left a link in the description to the actual bill in the South Carolina legislature, permits South Carolina's counties to impose these fees since counties, not the state, handle driver's licenses and vehicle registrations. This bill has passed the Senate Finance Committee in amended form. It allows counties to hold referenda on whether to collect the fees or not. The fees would then apply to any person moving from another state into South Carolina who surrenders a valid driver's license that another state has issued and or re-registers a motor vehicle that he had previously registered in another state. This fee would not apply to anyone moving into South Carolina from a foreign country. Furthermore, anyone moving into the state who does not drive would not pay the new entry tax in either form. Otherwise, one might avoid the entry tax only by moving into a county that did not pass such a referendum to collect the entry tax. This law does not seem to cover the case of one who, after moving into a non-collecting county, subsequently moves into a collecting county. I am now going to get into what he has to say for himself and the priceless nickname the local wags have given his proposal. But before I do, I want to shout out to a sponsor who can really help you through the economic storms to come. That sponsor is oursilverlines.com. Do you feel like you're working harder for your money just to get by? You are not alone. The fluctuating economy, employment issues, unexpected changes in life have left many families struggling over the past few years. Collecting gold and silver can help shield you against many of these challenges. But if you're like me many years ago, you don't know where or how to start. Our Silver Lines helps by connecting you with thousands of members who are learning the secrets to creating and protecting true wealth by collecting precious metals. Now, whether you just want to collect rare and unique coins or take advantage of the business opportunities this company provides, either way, they can help you learn to live an exceptional life. Visit oursilverlines.com to learn how you can build a legacy for your future. the local wags have a priceless nickname for this tax. They call it, I kid you not, the Yankee tax. I guess because South Carolina has attracted many move-ins over the last several years, and most of these come from the Northeast. Classic Yankee lands. At least that's what Fox said. But this bill has no language in it indicating that it discriminates against any particular state or region of the country. Doesn't matter then whether you're coming from Yankee lands or the South or the West. If you come in from another state, any other state, you pay. Senator Goldfinch protests that he is not trying to stop people from moving into South Carolina, but he wants new residents, especially new drivers, to catch up with the rest of us in paying for infrastructure. Infrastructure here means roads, bridges, schools, parks, and something called green spaces. When someone asked him about whether his entry tax would discourage people from moving in, he denied that. He said, and I quote, "I find it hard to believe that $250 is going to dissuade anybody from coming," unquote, Senator Goldfinch. Of course, that would be $500. $250 for a driver's license and another $250 to register a new car. The senator claimed the support of South Carolina residents. Here's what he said along that line. Quote, "Our quality of life has been diminished by the almost 4 million people that have moved here in the last decade. And we anticipate another 1 million people moving here in the next decade. Everybody is concerned about their quality of life," unquote, Senator Goldfinch, who offered no further details, but his claim of support might have some justice. The Senate Finance Committee did report his bill favorably, 11-6, according to the Associated Press. So, at least 11 of his colleagues don't think he's crazy. And given that lopsided margin, passage by the Senate of South Carolina ought to be a cinch. And now, my analysis. Again, this is the first proposal for a state or county entry tax. The Fox report claimed that California and New York have proposed exit taxes against people leaving. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia seemed to echo commentator Pedro Gonzalez's idea for an entry tax for moving from blue states into red states. Now, how anybody could think that any new tax or fee would not deter new move-ins is beyond my comprehension. Absolutely any tax or fee dampens demand, or as in this case, deters immigration, interstate or international. That's Economics 101. The only questions are, what countervailing influences would induce someone to move in anyway, and where else might someone go who wants to move out of the Northeast or any other blue state or region? Senator Goldfinch might have chosen the wrong rationale for his entry tax. The true purpose is not to have new residents catch up with the rest of us. A far better rationale would be to ask new residents to support the new infrastructure their presence would require. This would include new residential streets, new roads or widening of existing roads, new bridge spans, on and on and on. Now, so far, no one has studied whether this entry tax would specifically support such new projects without more additional revenues. This last is the proposal's greatest weakness. The senator who finds it hard to believe that his tax would stop people from moving in should study the problem and study whether his tax would work, as he claims. Link in the description of the article, to the bill, to my Declarations of Truth Twitter account, and to Conservative News and Views. I've also left links to the awesome CNAV Store and our silverlines.com, as I also mentioned. You know already about how to like a video, turn on notifications, and leave a tip. On the end screen, I'm going to leave a subscribe link to my channel and links to the National Divorce playlist, which is the most relevant one, and 2 videos among several that I that are already out about the Yankee tax. This is Terry A. Hurlbut delivering another declaration of truth and reminding you to let the truth set you free.